Hello, and we are live. I am Jedi Johnson 22. The great Domtober is he's having some technical difficulties, but we didn't want to keep folks waiting any longer. So this week, in addition to eventually being joined by the great Domtober, I'm joined by the legendary Steve Horn. How you doing, Steve?
Hey, good, Jedi. It's good to be here, and yeah, I had a nice little nap to get myself ready for this. So just like any good YouTuber would do, I know everyone takes naps. I know.
I'm not the same person without my nap. That's the truth. That is the truth.
I
All
heard
right,
you
we're
get
gonna run
cranky.
our we're gonna run our intro, then we're gonna say hello to some folks in the
All right.
chat. Hopefully Don will be with us. If not, then we're gonna talk to Steve a little longer. So uh, here we go. And we're back. And Dom is not here yet. So when we were backstage, Steve was telling me that he has had a very busy day out and about looking at collections. And so while we're waiting on Dom, Steve, if I can get my mouse to work, is going to talk about it.
Yeah. So yesterday I saw on Facebook Marketplace. I just saw this. I mean, literally, just this in a post. So after work, I headed over to this person's mother's house, and I collect these DCU. They have the variant logo in the bottom.
Oh, with the logo
And,
on the bottom. All right.
yeah, that's what makes them different, and also sometimes really really hard to find. Sometimes really valuable. There's probably, I think there's over 500. You know, I think I'm considered one of the foremost expert, one of the foremost experts on these things. Because
Well, no.
hey,
I'm
we're
honored
all
that you're joining us today then.
yeah. So, but I never seen this 2-pack. I mean, I have this issue, and the guy wouldn't tell me, what's on the other side, probably because it was at his mother's house, um, and he couldn't. So I'm like, all right,
Oh, because the comic was at his mother's house, or he was at his mother's house. Is there
no,
something
the
dirty on the
comics,
other side of that thing?
the
See?
comics, yeah. So
Oh,
that's the big surprise. So I didn't know what was on the other side of this, and I'm like, I have to. I've never seen Aquaman 5 in a DCU. I have it, but I've never seen it in a pack, and I don't know what's on the other side. Well, it turned out it's Robin 16, which isn't the most rare DCU, but I actually have a spreadsheet. I'm geeky enough where I have a spreadsheet that I've been building since like 2016, and I've never been able to trace the origin of like where this came from. Did it come? A lot of them come in the 20 packs from 1994, and but this was one of those that never had an origin. And now we know, well, at least one place it came from is the 2-pack, because the 2-packs are not random. They're consistent. So
where could you pick up those 2-packs? Anywhere? I
so
was chatting with Dom, so I might have missed it.
from my diligent research, I've been able to figure out that usually like the 1994 and earlier, and I think some of the 95s were at the very least sold at Toys R Us. I think that was the main place, if not the only place they were sold. Then at some point, I think in mid 1995, they get a bit rarer, the 2-packs. And I think that's because they may have only been sold at Kmart. But this one doesn't have a Kmart or a Toys R Us sticker. So it's hard to tell, which is kind of nice. I mean, a lot of times they do
Are you
have
going to
like
leave it in the plastic? Because I have some Star Wars stuff that I picked up, older stuff that's still in the plastic. And people are always telling me, like JJ and Marco, they're like, dude, you got to get out of the plastic. The plastic's no good for it. But I'm kind of like in my head, I'm like, I don't want to take it out of the plastic. That's kind of what makes it special. It's still in the plastic. So
right.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think hey, it's for my own pleasure. I mean,
sure, yeah.
For a long time, it was no one even liked. I mean, they're mid 90s DC books, and most of them have no significance. So they weren't worth anything to begin with. So leave the wrapping on. It's either of these would probably still be a hard sell, because like I said, the Aquaman 5 is I know I've seen that a couple times.
The way I kind of looked at it, like, and you said that's like early 90s. Some of the stuff I got that's still in plastic is from the 70s.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm kind of like, I think Dom's with us. I'm kind of like, if it ain't damaged by now, leaving it in the plastic ain't gonna hurt anything.
Right.
Domtober.
Hey, Dom.
Steve, what's going on, buddy? What's going on?
That's what you get for bad mouthing your internet provider.
Yo, the internet is beautiful. It's beautiful.
You better start talking.
They're wise to you.
They're screwing you.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right. So before we continue on, let me say hello to people in the chat.
All right.
I forgot. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. How you doing, Ed? Always faithful. Always one of our first viewers. We got Ryan. What's up, guys? What's up with you, Ryan? I hope you're ready for the weekend. The dubious Double J is here. Ed, that high emoji looks like a hamburger helper mascot.
Nice.
I missed that. That's it. That's everybody in the chat so far.
For now.
So, Dom, do you want to open something, and then we're going to get back to
All right, we'll start. We'll do it.
Previously scheduled programming.
So, package from Poppin' Off Toys.
Popping off toys.
Yeah.
Do you endorse them?
What happened?
Do you endorse them?
No.
Be careful, Dom. I don't know if we're allowed to endorse things.
I don't think
sorry. I didn't mean to ask it that directly.
Listen.
I just woke up from a nap.
We endorse things all the time.
All the time. Oh, so it's pretty cool.
Including websites that other people don't want us to endorse.
I got my Obi-Wan sodas.
Oh, you son of a bitch. I don't. Does
Want
that
to
mean the Padme are coming out now?
Padme should be dropping soon. You want to open them? Let's see what I have in them.
Hey, brother, they're yours.
Hey, it's Friday night.
If you want
Friday night. You're welcome to down them, and
I wish these were down it, but
they've eventually got to have like Funko soda, right?
Well, they actually made an IP beer with Stormtroopers on it, Imperial IP beer or something like that. All right, so let's see. Before we actually open it,
oh God, that don't work, Bob. That don't even work. It don't work for me, and I know it don't work for you.
Regular.
Not a chase.
Not a chase. Well, let's just check it out and see what it looks like.
You got to chant, Dom.
Yeah. You got to chant. You got to do the rain dance. You got to do all that stuff,
You got to do the hokey pokey.
And turn yourself around. That's what it's all about,
That's what it's all about.
That's it. All right, let's see what Obi-Wan looks like. Pretty cool. Not bad. It looks like he has Parkinson's.
He looks a little nervous.
He does look. He looks like he's a little shy.
All right, let's see the other one.
What is the chase, though? What's this? What are we looking for?
It's a hologram. The chase is a hologram.
Okay,
so
I don't like
I was going to say space ghost, force ghost, space ghost. Jesus Christ!
I'm not a fan of those ghostly looking things.
I am. I like them. I like the holographic Funko Pops.
Yeah, Dom has had me worried because of his naps before. I was afraid he was going to miss.
All right, hey, you want to chant?
That's a little close to home.
May the I am the force. The force is with me.
Nope.
It ain't with you.
Yeah. It ain't with me. There you go.
All right.
I'll get it eventually.
Okay, so actually, before we what we always do when Dom opens his first thing is we jump right into a review. If you saw the thumbnail, you know what we're reviewing this week. Dom, did you actually see this? You said you were going to see this, Dom.
I was going to go, but things came up and I didn't get a chance to go. I'm behind in everything. I'm sorry, but it happens.
Steve, I don't suppose you've seen it, have you?
No, I do have plans to see a double feature tomorrow, Creed 3 and Scream 6. So we'll be taking another nap for that one.
Well, I heard I heard Scream is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for both of them to hit HBO or whatever. Yeah. I mean, I like I don't know if I've even seen the last Scream. I like the Creed movies, but I'll just wait. I'm not going to want to go see them. I do have tickets to see. Me and my son are going to see Shazam next weekend.
Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Fury of the Gods.
But this last weekend, I saw Cocaine Bear. Don was supposed to see it.
Yep, I was.
So, if you're not familiar with this movie, there's the cast. I think it was the last movie of the late great Ray Liotta.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
he kind of played the bad guy in this one, which is he had a outstanding career doing just that. Some of the other names in there, we had young Han Solo. Young Han Solo was in it.
Was it Aaron Reinhardt?
I don't know how to say his name. O'Shea Jackson.
Aiden Ehrenreich. There we go.
Yeah, O'Shea was in it, and then
O'Shea's getting a lot of
was in it from Modern Family. I'm a big Modern Family.
O'Shea's getting a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
He's an actor.
Bear.
So this movie, I didn't know this until after I saw it. The movie was directed by Elizabeth Banks.
Oh.
So
Bridesmaid?
Hopefully it was a good movie. You'll find out here in a bit what I thought about it. So that Elizabeth will stop complaining that men don't like her movies and it's all sexist. And yeah, that's what she said when she directed was it Charlie's Angels, and it was kind of a flop. It was because men don't like women directed movies, something like that. I'm sure I'm paraphrasing, but hey, this was inspired by true events. I think it was back in the 80s. They were smuggling some cocaine up I guess it would have been northern coast, I guess. And it was either too heavy for the plane. The plane was having malfunction, so they had to unload. And the smuggler also jumped. This part is true. The smuggler also jumped. His parachute malfunctioned. He didn't make it. He survived, and while he was trying to lighten the load of the plane to try and salvage what he could, just kind of peppered packs of cocaine bricks
nice
across the state of I forget what state it was now, to be honest with you, but was it Virginia? I can't remember. Anyway,
a state with a bear.
Yeah, states that have black bears.
By the way, who played the bear?
That's a great question. It looked real. It looked kind of
I heard that Yogi Bear.
It looked real. It looked pretty real. It
was playing the bear.
Yogi, he's good. Yogi has a good range. Yeah,
he does.
Force Ghost, Coast to Coast.
Yeah, I said instead of saying Space Ghost, I said Force Ghost. It was supposed to be Force Ghost.
Oh, okay, all right. So, I give this. So when I rated this thing, I was like, I'm going to give it four bricks of Coke. And I actually got a text from my a buddy I went to high school with who follows me on IG, and he saw I was going to be reviewing this, and he said, "You better not like that movie." He said it was terrible. He fell asleep in it. He couldn't finish it. It was terrible.
Really?
So I'm not going to completely disagree with him. It wasn't a great movie, but I think you kind of have to grade this one on scale a little bit. And I don't think it was supposed to be a great movie. It has some gory scenes. It has some cute scenes, some like chuckling scenes. It was a comedy for the most part, but it was a pretty gory comedy.
Like a dog comedy.
It did have some gore. So if you're going to grade this, I think you got to grade it on the same scale as like a Sharknado or something like that. And if you grade it on that scale, it was a lot better than Sharknado. I'm not a fan of the Sharknados. Hate me if you will. Sharknado. The first one was kind of like, okay, and then the second one, third one, whatever. This was better than Sharknado, I thought. So we don't do spoilers here, so I'm not going to do spoilers other than to say a lot of people died, and they died grotesquely, some of them.
And
there will be a sequel. Yeah.
Now,
I don't know if there's going to be a sequel, but it has inspired other drug-induced animal attack movies.
Now, did the bear climb the drug cartel ladder? Like he started off as a dealer, and then before you know it, he was like a kingpin.
He's probably on their most wanted list because he stole all their drugs.
Yeah,
he didn't pay for any of them that I could see.
Yeah,
So in real life, so in the movie, I mean, I guess I will spoil this. In the movie, the bear lives. In the movie, the bear is a female with cubs. In real life, from what I read and saw in a couple of videos, the bear was a male. The bear apparently truly ate so much coke that he died. And upon doing the autopsy, he's now a celebrity. And again, damn it, I can't remember the state. They had him taxidermied, they had him stuffed, and he's now at some local museum thingy in the state. And they call him, they don't call him Cocaine Bear, they call him something else.
They call him
Steve, I get on the show, I forget everything.
Look, Cocaine Bear.
They don't call him actually Cocaine Bear.
Oh.
So my biggest thing on this was, okay, if this was inspired by true events, what else could have been inspired by true events? Could have been. Okay, this was not based on what could have been inspired by true events. Sharknado, I guess, could have been inspired by true events. According to the National Geographic, animal rain occurs often when small animals get swept up into waterspouts and then deposited over land. So
sure,
apparently that happens. It happens normally.
I mean, you got to think. You got to think that expression, "raining cats and dogs," like that wasn't just random. Someone coming up like going, "Oh, it's raining cats and dogs." Like
I think a plane had cats and dogs in it and threw them out, and they were raining on top of people.
Yeah, he did a hell of a job, Ed. He did a hell of a job. So what else? So yeah, this happens.
Okay.
Has never happened with sharks that I'm aware of, but this was inspired. It could have been inspired. They use that word inspired when they loosely, Hey, how about Lake Placid? Could that have been inspired by true events? According to USA Today, the longest alligator recorded was in Florida, measured 14 feet, weighed over 1,000 pounds. So not as big as the one in Lake Placid, obviously Lake Placid, New York, I assume.
And not as big as the one in Mando.
Could have been inspired. Definitely not as big as the one in Mando. Anaconda, was that inspired by true events? God, I hope not. Largest anaconda reported was 33 feet long, 3 feet across. Good God, 800 pounds, almost 900 pounds, located in Brazil, a Brazil construction site. It was dead upon discovery, though.
Well, I'll tell you what, the prehistoric anacondas, the ones they talked about, those things were huge back then.
Everything was huge back then.
Yeah, because the oxygen and the heat made things grow to a proportion size. Now
I think I watched Anaconda once, and it was probably only for Jennifer Lopez. Probably the only reason I watched it.
Yes.
Because I hate snakes. I did watch Snakes on a Plane once.
What, Indiana Jones?
I wanted to listen to Samuel Jackson curse, say motherfucker a lot. So I listened to, I watched that once, but I won't watch them. I hate snakes. And no.
I'm glad you're going over these because this is allowing me to check off my list, like places I don't want to go. I don't want to go to Florida. I don't want to go to Brazil now. So we'll see where else I don't want to go.
Well, this happened right in the U.S. Cujo, killer Saint Bernard. Apparently, I didn't know this. This is probably common knowledge. King was actually inspired by an actual Saint Bernard he met in '77 at a motorcycle shop. Apparently, the dog did not like him very much, which the owner said is strange because he normally likes people, but I guess he didn't like Stephen King's face. I can see that. He's got a weird face. Yeah. So I kind of get that. So, inspired. Jaws. Was this inspired? According to the writer of the novel Jaws, it was not inspired by the 1916. Hang on, let me stop. Ed, you're very right. Jen still looks good. But he was not inspired by the 1916 Jersey shark attacks that killed 4 and injured 1. But he did know about it. It just didn't inspire him when writing the novel Jaws. You've also got the Indianapolis tragedy that killed 879 sailors by my tally, but they say they can't really account for how many were actually killed by sharks. They said an article I read was like 12 to 150. They really didn't know.
In World War II, when the ships went down, there was so many sharks that were coming up, eating up all those the sailors in the ship, which we said.
Well, they said, and that's the next bullet I have there is sea story. There's a lot of sea stories about sharks back in World War I actually following the ships and the U-boats, because when they sank, they were going to eat.
That was good eating.
Well, speaking about sharks, you know about the black demon shark? That you have the great white shark. There is a black shark. It's called the black demon shark.
Do they have a Funko Pop for it?
No, not yet.
They hadn't made it big time yet, then.
It hasn't really caught on, but there is. It's in the
Jaws has a Funko Shop Pop, I'm sure.
Well, the Jaws ones sold pretty good. Pretty cool.
All right, so next, like I said before, there is this bear movie, Cocaine Bear, is inspired other movies, including this one that's coming out, I think, this summer by Asylum, called Meth Gator. When I first saw this, I thought it was a joke, but apparently not. It is produced by Asylum. It is a mockbuster film, whatever that is. Same company, I guess, that's responsible for Sharknado. So it means
and the Zombie Z Nation, the zombie show.
I don't know what's the guys from Sharknado, Steve Zer.
Well, the guy from 90210.
He played Steve in 90210. I can't think of his name. Chat.
Oh, Ian Ziering.
Ian Ziering.
Yeah, thank you. So the funniest thing about going to the movie and seeing Cocaine Bear had absolutely nothing to do with the movie of Cocaine Bear. So the trailers that we saw before the film started, some people may remember I've said this a couple of times. My movie buddy is my youngest son, and we go to movies together. Normally it's either like a Marvel or DC, but my oldest son had seen Cocaine Bear, and he said it's really good. You got to go see it. So my youngest son does not like horror movies at all. So I had to convince him that Cocaine Bear was not scary, because he doesn't like scary movies. So I said, no, it's funny. It's a little gory, but it's basically funny. It's not scary. So he said, okay, and he went. The hilarious thing was the trailer that they showed before the movie. And I got to admit, this trailer, I was actually surprised. And it's available on YouTube. Just Google it. I think it's the red, what do they call it? The red band trailer or red light, whatever they call it. Evil Dead Rise. Holy fuck. The trailer is terrifying. And my son, when it was showing, man, and they showed ripping the scalp off this kid. I was like, holy crap, this is a trailer? It was bad. And I just kind of looked over at my son, and my son's just like, he's like, what the hell have you gotten me into? So yeah, this movie comes out April 21st, if I'm reading. I like
the original Evil Dead, so
yeah, I kind of want to see it, because I kind of want to review it. Viewers, let us know if you kind of like to see us review this. No way my son's going to see this. I don't know.
Listen, if we wait for it to come on one of the streaming platforms, we'll do it.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'll pass. Yeah, I'm not.
You're gonna pass on this? You're not.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not too. I mean, even though I'm seeing Scream 6, but I haven't seen like Scream 4 through 5. But
they said that is the best.
I mean, they're kind of comedic,
So
yeah. This one was kind of in the vein. I don't know if I ever saw the remake they did back in 2013 or something, but I remember the original Evil Dead when it came out back in, I guess, the 80s, right?
Oh, just what I like.
That would scare the shit out of me, dude. I ain't gonna lie.
The tree,
but I think this one may be kind of in the vein as the one that has the remake that came out in 2013, maybe. It's about a mother who's trying to kill her kids.
Well, you know what? Listen, like sometimes a remake, it's very rare a remake is just as good as the original.
Come on, Sticks. Come on. All right.
I'm with Sticks.
You're with Sticks. I probably won't see this either. I would if I could get somebody to go with me, but no way.
Come on, man. Hold your hand.
I don't want to go see this by myself. If my son would go, I would go, just for the pure comical experience of watching him watch it. That would be money well spent for me, but he won't do it.
The funny thing is, my wife is scared of these movies, but she watches the ID channel all the time. And I'm like, that's real life events. And you're scared of something that's fake.
Oh,
right. What? Go check out that trailer, man. It just
I did. I watched it. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Like, I could not believe they put that in a trailer. It was wow.
Well, you know what's funny? So I went to go see was The Last Jedi, right? When I was in it was in Vegas. Me and my wife in 2017 go see The Last Jedi, and it was empty. It was the first night. This is before we were leaving home on a red eye. The funny thing was that we're in there, and there was a father and son, little kid, and they kept yapping. The kid kept yapping, and me and my wife were like, oh God, we gotta hear this thing. All of a sudden, the trailer for The Quiet Place came on. The kid started crying. I started laughing. No, but listen, look, I like scary stuff, but I tell you what, to be honest with you, the supernatural shit, that does freak me out a little bit. But like zombies and slasher movies and
I can take the gore doesn't bother me. Slasher stuff doesn't. It's when stuff jumps out at you. It's usually stupid shit that they try to get you with. I'm just like, and snakes. I don't like snakes. All right, so we want to make sure that Steve gets us to finish telling us about his day. So
today I got a chance to look at a collection, and this was another Facebook marketplace purchase, and he just brought a long box and let me cherry pick from it. So I'll try to be real quick about this, because really what I had come for was, here, I'll show you guys what I saw that caught my eye. What he told me was here we go, was he had the Spawn.
Oh, nice. Those are the ones that are hard to get, the ones that are fuck the
now one of these has a little bit of water damage, but otherwise, and I don't know that any will be 9.8, but people don't even care. There's 250 in there. But then I was looking through it. Oh, there's also the Watchmen cover. Yeah, the Watchmen cover. But he let me look through the long box, and I think the most important one I picked out was also got a First Silk, right?
I used to have that. I had that in a 9, either a 9.6 or a 9.8, and I sold it. I know I sold it way too soon.
And the ASM 700, which I just like because of the
I like the cover
collage. And then even though the time is come and gone, I probably can still get a decent flip on Thor God of Thunder 2 and 6. Oh wait a minute, I forgot one of the Spawns. I think this was one of the two that he had in the picture.
I like that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
That's cool.
So
I saw the
the Walking Dead one there. The cover to Walking Dead.
No, he didn't have that one.
No.
But that one doesn't sell as great as you think it would. Maybe it did. It did when The Walking Dead was popular, but I know that one. A lot of times I'll see that Walking Dead one, and then I go and look it up, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's not worth that much. Yeah.
So the Spider-Man 700, the collage one, I always liked that one, and I've seen it. And of course, I missed my window because rest in peace, Stan has passed, and his autographs, went up. But the one where he signed in the eye, the collage eye, he signed it right in the middle. There were a couple I thought those were. I always wanted one of those, and I'm sure they're way too expensive now. But
you know what? The old books with Stan Lee's signature are good to get. The silver.
That was just a great place for him to sign it right in the eyes.
Yeah,
the white,
right.
Sometimes Stan signs stuff and you can't even hardly see where he signed it because it's just he signed it over a dark area of the comic, and you're like,
I only have one Stan signed book.
3 hours to see you don't find that.
It's not really my thing. Plus they go, like you said, like they're too expensive, because there's one guy on Whatnot, Sleeping. I'll put in a plug. Sleeping Giants, and that guy every time he runs a slab auction, like half of them are Stan Lee signed books, and people just bid them up. And,
like them too.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, go check out Styx's channel. Check out his show.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Build up that channel.
That's right.
And
Styx finally got his channel up there. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Whenever that channel really gets going and he starts, he'll be able to afford us, and we'll come over maybe one day if he invites us. Whenever he can afford us, and we'll come over and. All right. Okay, that's my dog outside hollering. You know, hear that?
The hounds of hell.
Yes, hounds of hell. I'm surprised my neighbors haven't complained yet. That's my cocaine dog. She acts like she's hot.
Cocaine dog. Cocaine hound.
All right. One of the main reasons, other than he's just a great guy to have around, but when I decided what we wanted to talk about this week, which because it hasn't been talked about enough, I guess. Maybe it was a slow week, but I decided, hey, let's talk about CGC versus CBCS. And so I said, hey, I'm gonna see if Steve will join us because he has experience with both. I have experience with CBCS, but not CGC as far as doing submissions.
I have zero. I never sent any books out.
Okay.
So yeah, that's all right.
Nothing wrong with that.
Want to learn?
Actually, the best way to buy them nowadays may be from other people, because then you don't have to deal with the headaches that hopefully they're getting better. So,
like I have a lot of like individual books that I have copies of, like multiple copies, and then I go out and I buy the 9/8, and then I still have the multiple raw copies. So
yeah, nothing sucks worse than getting back a low grade on something you thought that's happened to me several times. But I went through and I shared with Steve so that he could know what we're about to get into. I went through and I picked some discussion points, I guess, for each one that we can kind of compare. And so we'll talk about those. We'll start with the round one, I guess, which is the cost and turnaround. They're not terribly different. The turnarounds are really different, but can we really trust the turnaround that they advertise on their website? Is, I guess, the big question.
Yeah, these days you can trust the CGC, because I think between them scaling up with the number of graders, and then also less people submitting because of the pandemic boom being over, I think CGC is pretty accurate. Economy definitely has come down. Economy, I just got books in the last couple of months that had been sitting there, 9-10 months. So I haven't submitted an economy since their times dropped. But yeah.
I think, and I haven't submitted anything to CBCS since before the pandemic, because I just kind of stopped and never started again. I have some that I would like to, but the turnaround times are scaring me right now with CBCS. So I may end up maybe going with CGC. I've always tried to stick up for CBCS because they're kind of the underdog.
Why is that? Because
we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about why I think they're the underdog, other than them shooting themselves in the foot every time you think they have an opportunity to make up some ground.
Yep.
But yeah, I think for cost turnaround, I think CGC. I mean, especially based on what Steve said, that you can kind of count on their advertised turnaround times, and I don't know if I don't know if you can with CBCS. Maybe you can, but even if you can, I mean, look at them: 60 days, 180 days, unless you want to go express, and hopefully you get that 15-day turnaround.
Yeah, I got caught when they just changed over to those new turnaround times, because I had sent in literally hundreds of books to CBCS. They had,
I remember that.
And then I just happened to land when they announced their new price structure and turnaround times, and I had them send all the books back to me. They wanted to charge me some exorbitant amount, and I actually was like, okay, I can see some reasonable. You guys got to go through some effort to send these back. But I argued a lot of it with my credit card company, and luckily
I remember when you were going through this, I actually wrote for the Star Wars show. I actually wrote an intro for you that dealt with your frustrations with CBCS, and then we were never on the show at the same time again, so I never got to use it. Yeah, it kind of went stale on me, but share it one of these days. But it's stale. All right, round two, the grading itself. So what I saw just from looking at the two websites, CBCS really kind of breaks down how they grade it, whereas I couldn't find on CGC's website where they really got that granular into how this is what we're looking for. But I assume they're grading on the same criteria. I assume, especially considering
I think so. I mean,
they all came. CBCS was born from CGC, right? So
yeah, and I'll give it another endorsement is CGC. If you want complete transparency, besides the grade depends on the grader, they have this guide that they put out.
I don't know if I have it committed to memory yet.
And it is so detailed. You know exactly how the sausage is graded. So,
and it probably, my second bullet there, it probably depends on the grader too. I mean, we like to think that's not a. We'd like to think that's not the case, but reality, it's going to be the case.
Absolutely, yeah.
There was always. I remember when they first came out. Again, I'm not an expert on this at all, but I remember when they first came out, people were saying CBCS grades harder; they're more strict. And therefore CGC tends to give out more 9.8s, and people in the business, especially of reselling their comics, want those 9.8s. So that kind of lended itself to CGC getting more business.
Yeah, I think if you check out the population reports, especially for moderns, I mean, I think you will see CBCS does tend to give out less, 9.8s proportionally.
We don't do that nonsense here, Wayseeker. Yeah. No.
Oh yeah, wait a minute. I brought some Old Bay. I thought that's what we were doing after this.
Okay. That's what was happening. You didn't know Steve actually grades his spices. You didn't know that? Oh, okay.
That's right. I'm starting that service. Yeah, but I think that is true. But I had just gotten onto the CBCS train when they turned around and screwed me. So so I don't have a ton of experience with CBCS. I only got maybe 100 books through them before they totally reconfigured their business. So
at least they didn't lose your books.
No, they didn't. No.
So I just go through this real quick. So I pulled this off of CB. Oh no, now I forget which one it was. I think it was CGC. I think it was CG. No, it was CBCS. CBCS is actually hiring graders. They had a notice on their website. We're hiring graders. So I went through and looked at the requirements. Pretty standard. I assume they're probably pretty similar to whatever CGC looks for. 1 year experience preferred. I hope. I hope. And then the other stuff is pretty standard stuff, you would think. Proficient in identifying, stuff, looking for errors, identifying the comments themselves. And then you get the standard stuff you get in just about every job. Hey, are you a team player? Okay, great.
Right. You never see a job listing that says, really doesn't work well with others,
Yeah.
That won't get. I think with the CGC and the whole grading system, we all know that it's the most popular one. Everybody likes that because of the way it's encased. The case of what the case looks like.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. I keep saying we're going to talk about it. We are.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah. We're just kind of getting this up. I do want to address this. Sticks, if I could find somebody that still used PGX, I would love to have that discussion. I really would. I really would. I like an underdog, so I don't know if you get any more of an underdog than PGX is anymore. But
I think I have one or two that I've bought.
Yeah, same
with the hook to crack and press recently.
I think you'll have to wear a Scarlet S or something if people find out you're submitting to PGX.
Yeah, right.
So we talked about this a little bit on IG, Steve. Signature authentication, and you did correct me. You said verification, authentication. Verification is different, I guess, a little bit. So I did change it. CGC does do direct. Obviously, I shouldn't say only. They do direct witnessing, but they also allow for artists like I've talked about it before with Mike Mayhew. to submit things directly to them. As long as that chain of custody is not broken,
right,
then they will honor the artist word, I guess. Whereas CBCS they do directly witness things. You can,
right.
It'll say it on their tab, but they also do verified authentication by their team of experts. Now, I heard somebody earlier on another show, and he may be right. I could not find anything to collaborate, if that's the right word, to substantiate what he was saying that CBCS, who is a part of Beckett, in fact, the B stands for Beckett Authentication System, I think, that they use a computer program to authenticate autographs. So I had never heard that. That was new to me. I actually emailed CBCS's help desk, their customer service, and asked them, do you guys use computer programs? And they came back and basically, without saying no, which is kind of interesting, they didn't say no. They just said that it is autographs are verified by our team of BAS experts. So, same thing, basically. It was just regurgitating what was on their website.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they use, a computer, at least for triage, and then, have oversight by human. I don't know. But I have no idea. No.
I'm catching up with the chat a little bit. I had it. Okay. All right, moving on. So the labels, you'll hear a lot of people talking about labels. So I put 2 labels up there. I will admit, I think CGC has a better label. In fact, one of the things that irritates, I'm not going to say CBCS has a bad label. I'm just going to say I think CGC has a better label. I like their hologram.
Well, why does the CGC look like it's like a fake label, like the way they make the label?
Well, and that's I don't know if it comes across, but the top of the label, this is the most recent one I sent, and it's going to glare. The top of the label looks like it's perforated, like they've torn it off of a printer. And that, to me, that's kind of cheesy. I mean, come on. And you don't get that with
you have to look at that. Well, and they've gone through a number of iterations of the label too. I mean, there's been some really there's been even uglier ones.
Their initial ones were very plain.
Yeah, and CGC has done some minor changes, like for example, like here's let me see if I can do this. Where they didn't have the white pages or the page color. Let's see, where did they put that? Oh yeah, they put it in the middle there. Wait a minute, I'll take it out of the thing.
Damn bag.
There we go.
So
there's nothing below the 6.0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No white pages, no nothing. It's supposed to be like white
pages. but it does say the brittle pages are slightly brittle right in the middle instead.
Okay.
So they've made little changes over the years. Yeah, and
I give the edge here to CGC myself. I mean, I'm not, but I don't agree with people when they say CBCS has ugly labels. I think that's just
listen. I like the CBCS. It's black on blue. You have the white, the black, the blue. You know what I'm saying? With CGC, so the way they grade it, they have it in a little white box instead of having it just printed on the paper itself.
CGC, I like the hologram that they use better than CBCS. I think they could do a little work on the hologram. Well, I like the shield as a logo, but just do something a little more holographic. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then, like I said, the perforated thing at the top kind of just like, really? I mean, you can't. Who did you run that by that they go, looks good to me? Come on, that doesn't look cool at all. All right, next, resale. Okay, so this is the big one, and I grabbed these 2 examples. Hopefully they show up. Just a quick example I grabbed today, actually, of what we mean by resale. These were actually sold on eBay. You have a 2.0 CGC, Giant Size X-Men, that actually sold for more, not a whole lot more, but about $150-ish more than a 2.5 of a giant size X-Men CBCS. So just real quick, I grabbed those because it kind of made the argument or made the point that I was trying to make, in that CGC has better resale, I think, across the board. But why? Why does it have better resale? So here's where I'm going to maybe pick at some possibilities. And that is CGC, are they being inflated? Is their reputation being inflated by hobby power players? In other words, these big dealers, or even small dealers for that sake, have they got too much invested in CGC to see it not be number one in resale? You know what I mean? So that they purposely talk bad about CBCS and kind of play it down to keep CGC number one, because that's where they got their money, and they would hate to see that happen, that it falls. What do you think?
Well, I think yeah, I mean, I think part of it could just be as simple as, you know, eBay is probably the biggest marketplace for comics, raw or graded or slabbed. And I mean, sometimes I'll forget. I mean, if you're doing a simple, you know, search, you know, for a slab book, you know, I'll type giant size X-Men #1 CGC, and you know, I won't. Now, if I do have a CBCS book, you know, like a lot of sellers, I'll put CGC at the end, so it'll get captured.
I do the same thing. If I'm selling a CGC, I'll put CBCS on there too, just because, you know, you want to hit that large, you want to cast as wide a net as you can, right? So.
Well, I actually no. If it's CGC, I don't even bother. You know,
really? Okay.
Yeah, really, yeah. Yeah. So, and I think it's also a first to market, you know, type thing. CGC had more. I forget when CBCS was founded. Maybe I don't. Do you know, Jedi?
Thank you. Appreciate it. Wow. When was CBCS? Oh, well, I guess.
Because I think CGC was like 2002.
Probably, yeah, and this is 100% of a guess. I would say somewhere around 2010, and that's a complete guess too. I don't know.
Look, let's see. CBCS.
While you're looking that up, and blunders also, I don't know. They both had their share of blunders, right? Obviously, CBCS losing books, and what was it? I think they had it. You know, obviously they've had Steve Brock, if I'm saying his name right, left, and all this other stuff. But CGC has their share of blunders too. It's just recently, obviously, with the you know, the swapping out of the books, which we're going to talk a little bit later when we get to slabs. But it just seems that, again, and I don't know if this is just because, you know, my hypothesis that sellers don't want CGC to fail, but it just seems these blunders don't impact CGC the way that some of them, you know, don't impact their reputation the way some of the blunders impact CBCS.
It was founded in 2014.
Yeah. That's what I just found, and I didn't realize that.
Yeah, 2014.
I mean, so, you know, CGC had over a decade lead, and so when you say you know, inflated reputation by hobby power players, it could be more of you know, the sunk cost, you know, by hobby power players.
I think you're saying what I'm saying is, I mean, or what I'm trying to say anyway, is these players had 10 years to invest in CGC.
Right.
And there's a lot of money was invested over those 10 years for this new guy to come along and start, you know, being in competition with bringing their prices down through fair competition or whatever. So,
yeah.
All right. Let's, I thought this would be an interesting discussion just because of the implications that there is some outside influences going on. So anyway, slab sturdiness. So this came into play just recently with CGC. You're probably more familiar with it than I am, Steve, where someone was able to remove comics from a slab and insert either fake or more conditioned comics without anybody being the wiser?
Apparently, I haven't kept up over the past what was that, maybe 3 weeks ago. So I don't know. I mean, I one thing I do know is that neither slab is sealed completely. Either airtight or
I have again. I can only do the two most recent ones that I have, both from CGC, and I'm going to put myself up on the big screen, and it's not going to show up very well. I'll just go ahead and say that from the beginning. But okay, so with CGC, this top, and I trimmed my nails today, or else it would have really. You can get your finger in that. There is a very noticeable groove right there. You can get your finger in there with the right tools. Who knows? I'm a klutz. I probably couldn't do it myself. With the right tools, who knows? But you could. When I had my nails were a little longer, I could slip my nail like easily in that thing and kind of actually pull it open a little bit on this.
Right.
And this is, I mean, I just showed this comic a couple of weeks ago. This is their latest and greatest, unless I'm half recent. Now CBCS. I can't. I mean, there's something there. I can catch my nail on it, but I can't get it in there. And I was reading. I know it doesn't show up on the camera, so I apologize. But I was reading. Let me add that back up there. So I pulled this off of the CGC site when they talk about superior preservation, security, outstanding outer plastic, blah 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 blah. You can read it for yourself. I couldn't find anything official on CBCS's website about their slab. Right. But if you go into their forums, there's plenty in there on the forums. But you gotta take stuff that's in the forums with kind of a grain of salt, right? So they were talking that CBCS has this thing where if you, again, these people are obviously probably invested in CBCS if they're on their forums. But they were talking about CBCS. If you try to crack it, the plastic will shatter, making it where you can notice it easily if it's been tampered with. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. I'm just saying that's what they're
I know about. I've cracked both CGC and CBCS, but I don't.
Well, you can crack them, but they're saying it's impossible to crack it the way that these people apparently did with CGC and slide another book in there without anybody being the wiser. So again, whether or not how factual any of that is, I don't know. That's just what they were talking about. On the.
I mean, I do know that CBCS. To me, their slabs, their slabs feel.
If you pull up what I think you're about to pull up.
They feel more like they're made of a higher quality plastic. Like I feel like CGC are more prone to stuffing.
To Stick Boy's point here, they can't be airtight, right? Because they have to allow for that gas escaping.
Absolutely. I did a lot of research on this recently, and I can't discuss why. But anyhow, but yeah, you do not want your slabs to be airtight because basically it's if they were to be airtight, they'd be stewing in their own juices, so to speak. And that wouldn't be good. It would actually accelerate the degradation of the paper and everything. Yeah. What's that?
The decomposition of your comic book. All right. So we're going to move on from that because we're already at almost an hour and we still got some other stuff. Dom, do you want to open up something else? I could do a couple of show and tells real quick.
Do show and tell.
Okay.
Let me.
You got anything, Steve? Anything you want to show?
I think I already did my show and tell. I did another one before you were on as well.
Oh, okay.
So.
All right, I am switching my camera so I can show these. So these are some that I picked up. Actually, the first one I meant to show last week. I got this at the Collectors Expo and just forgot to show it. This is Ghost Rider #1, the Benjamin Sue 1 in 25. Pick that up. Steve, if weren't aware already, I do collect, in addition to Star Wars, I do dabble in Ghost Rider. That's why when you brought up that Ghost Rider earlier, I was like, what do you got there? I have, and this is one that I don't normally buy these, but sometimes you do the unexpected. This is Red Goblin #1, the Dave Raposa 1 in 50.
Oh, you got that one? See, I'm a Goblin fan. I didn't get the 1 in 50.
Yeah, good on Dave Raposa. That looks nice.
That's a nice one. I like it. I don't think that one's doing quite as well. I think the 1 in 25 is actually doing better than the 1 in 50.
Yeah, I have the 1 in 25.
With taking into account the ratio, I think.
Right.
Considering the ratio, I think the 1 in 25 is performing better from what I've seen. These I just picked up because, unlike Pete, I do like sketch covers. I like the black and white covers. Pete doesn't. It's a matter of taste. I kind of like them. I dig them. So this is Spider-Man 4049, the Joe Quesada, if I'm saying that right. 1 in 100 Spider-Man.
That's cool. It depends on the artist with the sketch, but Quesada's, I mean, man, his talent really shows through. I mean, I think we all know he's incredibly talented, but I know with, a lot of artists, it really shines through when you look at their sketch covers. That's amazing.
Yeah, and this next one I really like for some reason. I think this one's doing pretty well on resale too. When I say well, it's not selling for ratio well, but it's doing maybe half of ratio still. This is the Alex Ross Spider-Man #50, 1 in 100.
Now Ross, for some reason, I like his. I get, maybe it's the paint. I like when the full color ones for Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't. If you were to ask me why I like sketch covers and things like this, I don't know if I could answer you other than I just do. Sometimes that's the answer. Sometimes the answer is you just do.
Right. I mean, it's just like me with these, the DCU logo. Like, what the hell is it about that? I mean,
Yeah. What is it?
It's very random. It doesn't have to make sense.
You're so weird. You're weird. All right, Dom, you want to?
Yeah, you know what?
That's really all I got. I'm going to open up some cards later, but that's going to come to the end of the show because some people.
I'm going to show my pickups for the week. The books I bought. I got those for now, and I got 2 other things to open up. But Wave Seeker's going to like this one. I got the Sinisteros.
Is that a ratio?
No, this is the. I don't think there was no.
There was no ratio. Okay.
No ratio.
I got to read that one if I'm going to be able to counter the bullshit that Wayseeker throws at us on Sunday.
And I got Bounty Hunters, which I found some.
Hold it up a little bit. Hold it up. Okay, I remember that one. Okay, yeah.
Got some very interesting tidbits. Number 35. The lineup is going to change drastically.
Really?
Yeah. And my man Boba is going to lead the way. Anyway, so that's beside the point.
That's the only reason he brought it up, because Boba.
I had to.
Predominantly
Speaking about Boba here, look, I have my new Boba on Throne shirt. Look, come on.
Nice.
Badass shirt.
You have so many new Boba shirts. You probably don't even do laundry, right? You just toss them when you know them.
Throw them in the water. Throw them away. You wear them once, throw them away. Nah. Speaking about Boba, the one that I hate the most, but the Sarlacc. But you got Boba right there.
Yeah, that's where they did Boba dirty.
Yeah, Bounty Hunter, the Peach Mocha cover, which I kind of like. It's pretty good. It's not that bad.
Yeah, peaches. I like peach.
Now this is the cover that everybody was clamming for this week.
I saw that reaction from Steve.
Yeah.
I think we've been over inundated with peach lately. That's why people are just a little.
Yeah. I got 1 and 2. I got 2 of them.
Got 2 of those?
Yeah.
Did you get them for cover or did you like?
I got them for cover. Yeah.
Okay, good for you. Yeah.
I got the High Republic. Got to read.
I haven't read any of these comics. That's going to be my Saturday is reading comics for Sunday show. I like that one actually. I may pick that one up.
Pretty good
I haven't picked up any.
And I got this. But then I got the cover that Jedi's going to like. Santa Staros with Boom Pop.
Ah, shit, I forgot that one.
Yeah. And then the
Is
one
that's just a B cover, right? Or is that the A cover?
Yeah, it's the B cover. But that's this is the A cover.
That's the A cover? Okay. I
Yeah,
can probably.
this is one
Nobody's buying that Santa Staros crap, so I'll probably be able to get it.
Figure Peach Mocha. This one is bad.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
And then I got the 1 in 25 High Republic, which I got for regular, the ratio price.
Yeah.
Not bad.
All right, so we're at an hour. Are you done? Are you done? Finally.
Yeah, I'm done.
Right.
I'm done.
So we're at an hour. Hey, Steve, anytime, I know anytime you need to hop off, feel free. But
no, I'm good. I can stick.
More than welcome to stick around.
You got that long nap in.
It's good to have you on. Don't see you much.
Yeah, it's good to be on. To hang with you guys. I like it. Let's keep going.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, we're going to keep going with Dom's picks of the week.
All right.
So do you do toys at all, Steve? I don't know if I've ever seen you talk toys.
No, I don't. I don't have room.
It's all about the room.
Yeah.
Neither does Dom. I don't know what Dom has I don't know how Dom does it.
I'm sleeping on toys. Don't worry about it.
Dom says I have a little apartment in New York. I don't believe that. I think he has a penthouse or something. I don't.
Yeah, penthouse.
Probably.
My bed is made of toys. All right, so
talk to us about Joe. Joe.
So the next wave of Joes were dropped for pre-order. That's going to be coming out in September. So I'm still not crazy about the damn all cardboard box. I miss the plastic windows. I don't know. That really aggravates me. But
tell me about that sailor. Yeah.
All right. So first of all, we have Rock and Roll, which if I wasn't mistaken, when I was a kid, Rock and Roll was the first figure I got out of the Joe line.
I'm surprised he didn't have no toasting today too. I'm surprised about that.
Hey, exactly.
Only on Tuesdays. It's Friday.
Oh yeah,
it's wrong day.
So
yeah, good point.
The Rock and Roll looks pretty damn cool. He has some tattoos, but he has a skull on his hand that you put it to his face.
Which one's Rock and Roll the Sailor?
Yeah, no, Rock and Roll is the first one.
Oh, okay.
Now the Sailor's Shipwreck.
Rock and Roll makes sense for the Sailor. They screwed that up.
Well, so Shipwreck was a big deal in G.I. Joe. In G.I. Joe, the second season of G.I. Joe. So, and I'm telling you, if they ever make another G.I. Joe movie, I got the perfect person to play Shipwreck. Seth friggin' Rollins. Yo, I'm telling you, WWE, he has that voice and the way he sounded on the cartoon. Oh, Steve, you remember the cartoon voice?
I'm being completely ignored.
Nah, you could have played him, Jedi, but
hey, I got honorable mention in my high school one-act play, so I got chops.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. I like that.
Put that out there.
All right, so Bazooka. Bazooka was the one dude that wore the jersey in the cartoon, the original line, which he has the 1970s porn style mustache too that that he's wearing. But the box art, don't like it.
The box art looks so different than the other.
Why did they go with the different box art on him?
They did a drawing. They did an artwork instead of a live action, which I don't think they have the reason why they show that right now. I think the artwork is not done on the boxes yet. That's what I think. I could be mistaken, but I think that's why. The reason why
it seems really inconsistent.
Yeah. So then next we have Copperhead, which I always dig the Cobras. I love the Cobras. Anybody, Cobra, the bad guys were always the coolest out of all the cartoons. So Copperhead is a pretty cool. He drives the boat. What's the the moccasin? He drives the. I forgot the name of the boat that he drives.
I wish I could give you some sort of.
I believe whatever you say.
Yeah, I wish I could be your color guy for this G.I. Joe commentary, but I know nothing about G.I. Joe, so I was hoping maybe Steve could help me out.
No, that's all right. You know what? Like I said,
my Joe knowledge is weak.
You have Torpedo, scuba diver, which is pretty cool.
Wait a minute, who was the carpet diver or whatever you said?
No, it's
who was that? What was he? The one you said before. Was that which one?
What, the Copperhead?
Carpet head, sorry.
Copperhead. Copperhead.
Copperhead.
Copper. Yeah.
Got it now. It was in
Yeah, so you have him,
Copperhead.
and then you have Torpedo, who's the scuba diver, which is his Joe was pretty cool when they came out back in the 80s. Then you got Scrap Iron. Now Scrap Iron's a deluxe Joe. He comes with the a missile launching little thing, and he has the helmet where you see this. Also, he has really cool burn on the side of his face, which the detail on him is really cool, and that actually sold out pretty quick. Now all these
have sold out. I was on Hasbro earlier today.
Well, all these are commons, but the Scrap Iron sold out on Hasbro. You might be able to get someplace else, but the Hasbro Pulse is sold out. But the other ones, all 6 of them are commons, so you can get them anywhere. Amazon, Entertainment Earth,
but
where
we have some exclusives, right?
Now these are the exclusives to Hasbro Pulse. You can only get them on Hasbro Pulse. Snow Job, which everybody who was a
names kill me.
I know a Joe fan in the Arctic weather. Everybody loves the Arctic weather type of figures. And he has changeable faces. He has glasses. He has a whole bunch of gear. And it's a deluxe figure too. And the one that I'm really cool, that I really like, is the Cobra Valkyries, the female Cobras. That I actually got both, and they both sold out in Hasbro Pulse. So I got both. I was able to.
So they both come in that one box, all right?
Well, you get the 2 officers, so you can have 2 different, one black officer, one white officer, which is actually pretty cool. So you have different females, and you can actually get 2 more, and you can have the heads, different change of heads. So you have.
But you did order these, right? Is this the only one you ordered?
No, I ordered these 2. I didn't get both these. I ordered Scrap Iron and these 2, but I'm waiting on getting the other one because the other ones are commons. That's why I really didn't.
So two girls for every guy. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. The female figures are usually cool figures to get because they don't make many of them, but there's always a big support to have them because you have if you army build, you want to have some females in your army.
Well, it is Women's History Month, and speaking of Women's History Month, Star Wars and Disney have come out with Women of the Galaxy. Dom, I picked these, Dom.
No, I see these.
Tom got nothing to do with Dom.
I seen these for the Sunday show. That's why.
Okay, all right. Well, guess what? We're doing it today, Dom.
There you go. Okay.
Right now. So we got some pins. We have some sabers, and obviously all women, which is women's history. 2 vinyl figures at the bottom. We got Bo-Katan and Princess Leia. And the main reason we're going over these is I'm not interested in any of these, but some people out there do have daughters, and these might. If you're a Star Wars fan with a young daughter or even an older daughter, these you guys do your Star Wars together. This would
like the Bo-Katan. If they make the Barbie, I have the original. I have the Sabine over here. When they made the figures. The figures for the females, all the females.
And there's also, just your typical Disneyland stuff too. All
expensive, man. Come on, Mickey ears.
Yeah, this is
$4 for Mickey ears. Jeez.
Where's the CB23? I mean, isn't CB23 a female droid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Is CB23 a female?
I can't remember. I
know. K2, not K2SO.
No, JSO.
Lando's droid was a female.
Yeah.
Identified as a female, I should say. All right, what else we got here? Bruce Lee. I grabbed this one up. I thought it was. I didn't order it, but I put it here. Yep. Diamond Select Toys is coming out with a Bruce Lee Air Gallery diorama for $50.
Yep.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool if you collect martial arts or Bruce Lee. I don't know. We try to offer some variety here on Mail Hall Limit. So, there you go. And speaking of variety, so much variety it doesn't even make sense anymore. We have some more of the living set that is out. These 2 additions to the living set, the never-ending set, I think are available until Tuesday, if I got that right. We have Captain Kennedy.
Kennedy.
And this is weird. BNI TAC 393, which is the card number. You think they were just waiting for that? They were like, we can't put no other card, no other character can be 393 except for 393.
Oh, but 394. Is it 394? That's 394.
What? So these are only available from the Topps website?
Yeah.
That's the card number is 393. And did I screw that up?
No. Look at the card number now. It's 394.
I'm looking at 393. I don't know what you're looking at.
I can't open it up unless I'm blind. I can't see that shit.
So how much do they charge for shipping on these?
That's a great question. I don't remember. Yeah. I don't buy these very often.
I mean, I'm just thinking, who's hardcore enough to, they probably add like something ridiculous for shipping. It's probably, brings it closer to 20.
Probably at least, I'd probably at least $5 for shipping. I would have to guess.
Maybe $4.99.
Yeah.
We do have some of the viewers. Oh, thank you, Ryan. That is the L337. Yep. Lando's that she identified as a female. Hashtag droids are female.
That's right, Steph.
Yes, droids are female too.
Yes.
So yeah, this is the never. We'd have a couple of viewers. I don't know something the collector. I'm bad with this. A couple of our viewers do collect these. I only buy them when they're really like little, something special like Baby Leia, Baby Luke, something different. Right. I couldn't even tell you where these characters came from, to be honest with you.
Don't ask me.
Which is sad considering. All right, so that is about everything we have, except for we are going to do this. I haven't seen Pete in the chat, so we're not going to be able to do a poll, and that's okay because actually I don't know if the poll worked out as well last week as we thought, but let's throw this up. We are, Steve, in case you didn't know, because no one else has been doing March Madness brackets.
Right.
Everybody's doing them. We decided to do them too with a Madness spin, and we're doing toy companies. So we're only doing an Elite 8, though. We're not doing a whole lot of them because I couldn't think of a whole lot of them. But so from here on out, voting is open for round 2. But before that happens, let's wrap up round 1 with NECA beating Sideshow. This was an upset, in my opinion, with 11 beating Sideshow 11-6. I would have thought Sideshow would walk away with this one.
I know.
But they didn't.
So NECA, people like NECA.
Well, they make good candy.
Yeah.
Those little wafers. Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know anything about NECA. I had to. Dom mentioned I had to Google them. I didn't. Wow.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They have a horror. They have a Predator line. They have the Alien line. They have a lot of different.
People love them. We did a poll on the show last week, and I did a couple of polls on my IG account, and NECA ran away with it. Surprising. Not surprising was that Bandai also was victorious. Not by as large a margin, but still victorious nonetheless. So voting is now open for the next round, which is McFarlane versus Funko. So go ahead, if you want to throw it in the live chat, go ahead. I'll pull it out of the live chat. If you're watching this on the replay, throw it in the comments below. I will also try to remember to throw up some IG polls next week.
Yep.
But we have McFarlane versus Funko and Lego versus Hasbro Pulse. The winner of those two will advance to the final 4.
Can I vote live here?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Me and Dom aren't voting unless it comes down to some sort of tie.
Okay.
We'll vote, but you're welcome to vote.
All right, I'll vote for McFarlane toys, and I'll tell you why.
I'm not going to remember that though. You're going to have to put it in.
Okay, I'll put it in the comment. I'll figure it out. But at least McFarlane, when they do those like page punchers, they include like a comic, which is I love promo comics or pack-in comics.
So we showed one of those last week. Actually,
they win with me. The Funko, I've seen I think they've even almost tricked me before, where they have the comic like in the background.
Yeah,
But it's like
the comic
cover. Yeah, it's not really a comic,
No, it's not.
So that's how I make my decisions, whether they pack in an actual comic or not. So, yeah,
the one we showed the Spawn last week with the 2 figures, Anti-Spawn and Spawn. It was pretty cool. I liked it.
And you know one thing about the McFarlane toys, like I told Jedi, McFarlane comes out with a lot of figures, and he introduces a lot of every couple of months new figures come out, and they're reasonably priced too, and there's multiple points of articulation. So, and they're pretty cool characters, you know.
So I see some people in the chat going ahead and throwing your votes up, and I appreciate that. Remember, you vote twice. You vote for either there's two competitions going, 2 square offs going, Funko versus McFarlane. So vote for one of those 2. You also can vote for Lego versus Hasbro Pulse, one of those. So basically, you can vote twice. Hopefully, I'm explaining that right. So I'll be tallying those up. Yeah. So that is all I have scheduled for this. We're about an hour and 15 minutes in. We're going to start wrapping this thing up. Before we start, obviously, Steve, thanks so much for coming by. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah,
don't
definitely.
be a stranger. We want to, Dom and I want to expand the panel here on Mail Call Madness. So if you want to be on here, I mean, just let us know. We have a couple of options that we're thinking about asking some folks. The topic of conversation today lended perfectly towards Steve, and we might ask him back. Definitely ask him back.
Yeah, definitely.
This is my. I thought this was my punishment for making Pete do the spice tier list. So,
Well, some people do look at us as being a punishment.
No. Well, I wasn't really suggesting that. I
You're
meant
cursed
a different way.
from now on for being on the show.
So speaking of, I'll throw this up there real quick, and I have not ran this by anybody. So make sure you're watching other shows on the network. Obviously, Star Wars, the Tax Show, the whole gambit of pre-recorded and stuff that Pete puts out, and make sure you're watching Saturday Night Special. So I created this for Saturday Night Special. So if you want to grab a screenshot of this, please do. I love watching Saturday Night Special. They're fun to watch. They're kind of long, so I don't always watch the whole thing. I like to be there for the beginning when they're just kind of getting into their groove. It's usually my favorite time to watch SNS. But I did create this because it's a little game. Hopefully they appreciate it. It's all in fun. But Saturday Night Special tic-tac-toe. So if you feel free to take a screenshot of this and play tic-tac-toe while you're watching these guys. It's fun because I guarantee you they're going to talk about probably some, if not all of these things during one of their shows. We've got AI. They love talking AI. Movie quotes are fun. Anime. Obviously, if Sam's on there, they're talking anime. Dodgeball, they're going to throw in a GIMP reference. You just know they are. Cartman, actually, help me out. Is it Hartman? Cartman? I don't know. I can never tell. I listen and try to figure it out. If I got it wrong, let me know. I'll correct it next time. Kyle's ugly curtains. Those come on. Manga, and if Stick Boyd's camera freezes, that counts too. You get to mark that off. So feel free to play Saturday Night Special tic-tac-toe, and if you win, just be proud. I'm not giving you anything if you win. Just be proud of yourself. So anyway, I know Stix is in the audience. Stix is watching. So what do you think, Stix? I think it's funny. I'm going to be playing tomorrow, and we'll see how I do. All right. That's all I got. Steve, any last words before we?
Just follow the Tosin fans only. Count.
Okay, Dom just reminded me. I said I was going to open cards. Yeah.
You got the cards.
You're right. You're 100% right. All right. Let me switch my
camera. Hang out a little bit longer, Steve. Come on. Hang out longer. Watch us open the cards.
Oh, yeah.
This won't take very long. All right. Let me get these out of the way. So I went ahead. This is the 206. This is phase 4. the final. I don't know if it's the final. The final ones I bought. I went ahead and opened them just so we could speed this up. But we'll see how I did. People that have been watching, you can get inserts and parallels from this. I haven't been good. Actually, I did pretty good with Boba Fett one time. Well, let's see. We got Reba. We've got
Scarf Trooper, Sheriff Trooper, Scarf Trooper,
Pure Trooper,
Padme,
O'Shea, stupid Ewok,
one of your favorites.
Got Ahsoka. That would have been a cool one to get a parallel of. Ooh, there's your girl.
That's my girl Fennec.
There's that guy, the fake Jedi.
Oh yeah.
I actually like this character in Obi-Wan.
He was funny, yeah. What is this guy? I can't read it. It's too far away.
That's from the one of the Last Jedi, one of the sequel trilogy characters.
Who's this guy, Dom? I have no idea. Chancellor or somebody.
Chancellor. He was in the Attack of the Clones.
Okay.
Attack of the Clones and the Revenge of the Sith when Palpatine took over the Senate. This is where the Marcus dies.
I thought that for a second was Mon Mothma's husband.
No.
All right, my luck continues. I'm getting shitty cards here. All right, we have. I know Styx. This is the guy they say I look like. Well, this is the guy that Styx made that thing about me. Is it Styx?
Monday.
I don't know. I can't see the chat, so I don't know what.
Boba Fett signal.
Boba Fett. This is actually an insert. This might be worth like 15, 20 bucks, maybe. Who knows?
Huh.
All right, we got the Shore Trooper again. Kylo, R5D4. He's being a player in Mandalorian. He's a player. I thought IG-11 was, but they psyched me out. They faked me out with that one. All right, that guy again. Uncle Ben, Uncle Owen. I mean, who's that?
Darksaber. That's
Darksaber. I can't read it. Ooh, Ben. I like Ben. And
Cody.
Is that Cody?
Yep, Ben's Cody.
All right, 2 more to go.
What are these called? Where do they come from?
These are Topps Star Wars 206. They're like
the
homages to the old baseball tobacco cards. Tobacco cards.
Yeah. Huh.
We got Moff Gideon. All right. Now what is this? This is Moloch Corellia, but it's a Star Wars.
Solo.
Yeah,
he was the bad guy with Solo.
I wonder if this is a short print because it's usually the 2 special cards are on top, and this is the number 2. This is the second one on top. So I wonder if this is either a short print. It's not the Star Wars card. This may be a short print. I may have finally gotten a short print. Who knows? So yeah, who knows? It would be a shitty character. We got Uncle Lars again. Ooh, Tom Van.
Oh, what's his name? The pirate.
Yeah,
that guy. Crimson Corsair.
Look at the back. Look at the name in the back.
It is Crimson Corsair, but he has a name, I think. Sidian Itono.
Turn him around. Turn the back.
Itono.
There you go.
Sidian Itono.
Intano.
We've got Mon Mothma. The girl from who gave Leia her holster.
Yep. That
Moff somebody. And that guy.
Brody Rook.
The pilot guy Rook. From all right. Last one. I can't remember. I think there were autographs in this one too, but I'm not gonna get one. Last box. Another Forlome. All right, we got this one again. This is probably a Star Wars back. Yep, Star Wars back. And so, yeah, this was a shitty batch, dude.
Hey, you got
Walrus Man.
Hey.
Yeah.
You got them both.
Oh, yeah, you're right. They're right next to each other, too. How's fitting.
Yeah, what's the name from Solo?
Val.
Val from Beckett's girl.
Zorik Bliss. We got a Gamorrean fighter, the Grand Inquisitor. We got her again, and Kylo again. that is it. And that's going to be the last ones I buy. I don't have any more on order. So I won't have to torture anybody with that mess anymore. So the only thing interesting about that is I might have finally gotten a short print after, I don't know, 20 packs that I've opened now. I might have finally gotten a short print. Yeah. So. All right. So, Steve, we're going to go back to thanking you and thanking you for coming by and spending some time with us. Really appreciate it.
Much appreciated.
It was my pleasure.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. And Dom, do we have anything else to say? I don't want to just.
No, I don't have anything else to say. I'm sorry that I came on late with the damn internet. You know,
I think you just need to start.
We knew you would show up.
Yeah, we knew you'd be here. Dom tells me, see, Dom, you always tell me not to stress, and
I know
because Dom will show up like 5 minutes before we're about to go live, and I'm like, Dom, holy crap,
he's like,
dude!
I'm on. I'm on.
Stop worrying, Jedi. I'm gonna be here. I was like,
I'll be here. If I can't make it, I'll let you know. But
here the hell out.
Hey,
all right, I am Jedi Johnson 22. As always, take care of yourself. Take care of those around you. I will see you down the road. I will see you Sunday. I'm not sure what we're talking about. I got to read some comics.
Probably Star Wars.
Probably Star Wars. Exactly.
I'm sure Star Wars. Take us home, Dom.
Oh, may the force be with you. No disintegrations. And I guess we'll definitely catch you guys next week live again. Third one in a row. We'll keep the ball rolling.
Next week will be 4. Yeah. All right.
Good night.
Bye.